Hello and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where today we are going to be continuing with our series on make and freeze entrees. This is turning out to be quite a successful series. Many of you have been very interested in these meals. The thing about these meals is that they are very, very versatile, and they work especially well for very small family sizes, for one person, for two people, for three people, because you can make a big batch of something like we're going to be doing today, cut it into serving chunks, and then freeze those and then pull out them one serving at a time or two servings at a time, whatever works best for you. These are also aligned with our level 1 food storage, where we integrate our freezer, refrigerator, and pantry. And when Jim and I do these meals, our goal is to not go to the grocery store and pick up extra ingredients. We are wanting to see what we can put together with the ingredients that we have in those three areas, in the pantry, in the freezer, and in the refrigerator. And today was an example of that. And so this recipe is kind of a takeoff on one that I used to make all the time for my family when my children were little and growing up, and they absolutely loved it. Now I have changed it just a little bit. Times have changed. There are more things that are available, and also it is catered to what we have on our food storage shelves. I'm calling it green chili chicken bake. It is sort of like an enchilada casserole. That's what I used to call it when my kids were growing up. And it's going to start with the tortillas. Now, I have frozen tortillas out there in my freezer, knowing full well that if the grid were to go down for a long period of time, I really want to have tortillas available. So I have quite a few frozen tortillas in the freezer, but I also have stored the corn and know how to fix it so that I can also make tortillas if we need to. We do a lot of meals with tortillas. So I'm going to make 3 layers. Oh, we're getting rain.
You're getting rain.
Oh, that's wonderful. So I'm just going to line the bottom.
Can't see it.
Nope, can't. Line the bottom of this casserole with 6 tortillas. I could probably have done it with 4. In fact, I can do it with 4, and that's what I'm going to do. These are a little bit larger size, so these are probably about 8-inch tortillas.
I can put my hand down and check and find out for you.
That's okay. Okay. And so that will be the first layer, and we'll see how many layers that we get. Now I'm going to make a sauce, and I'm going to use this bowl right here. And so I have leftover, I have about a cup of leftover yogurt, and this is Green God's plain Greek yogurt that I'm going to put in here. I had half of a large onion in my refrigerator, and so I just diced it up and put it in the bottom of the bowl. So the recipe, and by the way, the recipe will be on our webpage, and I'll put the link right here for you, and then just go there, and then up at the top click on recipes, and this scroll down, and you will find one that says make and freeze meals 6. 5 is up there right now. I will replace it with 6, and this is the 6th of these recipes that we have done. And if you download and print that out, it will contain all 6 recipes. I'm probably going to take it up to 10 recipes. I don't know how many of these we're going to do, but it's working really well, and it is helping us put meals in our freezer, so that's really good as well. So this is about a cup of this yogurt that I'm going to put in. And this is a very forgiving recipe. When I actually do it, I just kind of use what I have on hand in the amounts that I have, like this leftover. It may be just a little bit more than a cup, but that's okay too. But the recipe will contain an exact amount. And then one of the things that is really handy to have on food storage shelves, and I have not done anything with Campbell's soups, the concentrated soups in cans. But these are just fantastic for having on your food storage shelf because they can help put together many different kinds of meals. And I don't use these so much as I used to. I used to use them a lot when I had kids at home, because this makes a really wonderful shortcut. So this is a can of mushroom. And this is a can of chicken. And you could use 2 chickens or 2 mushrooms, really the cream of chicken. I would not hesitate to use 2 cream of chickens. I'm not sure I would use 2 mushrooms. The recipe also calls for chicken broth. Now I have chicken broth available in 3 different ways. I have my home canned broth in quarts. I have some frozen in 2-cup sizes in flat baggies. Then I also have canned chicken broth, and then I have chicken bouillon cubes. And so I can get at chicken broth 3 different ways. These cans are getting a little bit older, so I want to start using them. So this is a 14-ounce can of the chicken broth I'm going to put in there. And then I usually put in 2 small 4-ounce cans of green chilies. And I love Hatch green chilies. And this is only 7 ounces, so it's not 8. And I really like the flavor of the green chilies. And so I don't want to open a second can just to get about 1 ounce out. But I do have some freeze-dried green chilies. We have a video on that. We did that quite a while ago. And so I can just actually get in here and add a few more green chilies, and they will rehydrate with that chicken broth and give us that the missing ounce, and that's probably a little bit more than 1 ounce, but you know, we like green chilies, so that works. Then I'm going to add some salt and pepper. Probably a little bit more than a teaspoon each. I cover the salt with this little cap so that it doesn't get clumpy in the humidity. We've been getting quite a bit of rain lately. So there is that. So I have the onion, the soup, the yogurt, and the green chili in there with some salt and pepper. And I'm just going to mix this up, and this will be the sauce that we will put over everything. It's nice and thick. Now, I always use Greek yogurt, but of course you could use sour cream instead if you wanted to. So this is thick, smelling wonderful. And then it calls for 3 cups of chicken. So I just went out to our freezer and got a couple of our bags of chicken chunks that I have all ready to go, and make sure that they were, I just shredded them just a little bit. And so now I'm going to add a layer of chicken on the top of these tortillas. And on top of that, we'll put some of the sauce. And on top of that, I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to put about a cup of cheese. Now this is 4-cheese Mexican mix cheese, but you could use whatever cheese you happen to have on hand. Cheddar would work nicely, any kind of blend that seems to appeal to you. And of course, I'm married to a cheese lover.
She says that in jest.
No. Okay, so the next layer of tortillas. And whatever size tortillas you might have, just use however many it takes to cover the bottom of and overlapping them is perfectly fine because they provide a little barrier between the layers. I thought I was going to be using all of these, but I'm not going to. Okay, and then here we go with the chicken again. This is a wonderful, wonderful meal, very hearty, delicious, very satisfying. This casserole really is wonderful for fall and winter cold night meals. And then the sauce. And third layer.
Here. Cheese on that?
Oh, of course you would notice.
Oh, yes, we wouldn't want you to be inconsistent.
No. And so here is Jim's layer of cheese.
Nice thick layer.
Well, it's a full cup, honey.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well.
I'll put a little
About
bit.
half is fine.
Okay, now we put the last layer of tortillas. And if they tear, oh, so what? And the rest of the chicken. Oh, there's a big piece. I'll break that one up. Make it a little more chunky. Half of this chicken was some that we got at our favorite restaurant store. The other half, the other bag, was the Costco chicken. And I'd have to tell you that I like the Costco chicken better. Okay, and we will put the rest of the sauce on the top here. Love the sound of that thunder outside. I don't know if you can hear it, but we've been getting some nice rain. It's kind of our monsoon season. And boy, okay, this casserole dish is filled to the brim. 3 layers of yummy goodness. Cheese for Jim. More than a cup, honey.
Oh, that's very nice of you. I'm glad you remembered.
And this will come out bubbly and melted. I'm going to do it just a little bit more.
Yeah, you missed a corner. There we go.
Okay. Whoops. Now, I always steramine my countertops before we begin a video like this, so picking this up off the counter is not a problem. There it is. Nicely layered and ready to go in a 350 oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And then we'll take it out and give it some time to sort of set. And then we will bring you back. Then I'm going to cut it in serving size pieces and we will get them ready for the freezer. So we'll be back after this is now out of the oven. Are you ready for some supper?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
How does this look to
It
you?
looks good to me. Lots of cheese.
That's your #1 criteria.
Absolutely. Got to have lots of cheese.
So it's cooled down. I took it out of the oven about 40 minutes ago. It's still very warm, warm enough for us to have supper. We're going to go ahead and cut into it and take out some pieces for supper. We may have to chill it a little bit more before we actually cut it in the other pieces and get it in the bags for putting in the freezer. It may need to set up a little bit more.
Probably so.
Yeah, I think so. But let's see. It sure does smell good. And the cheese is browned and nicely, everything was bubbling when I took it out of the oven. I can feel the tortillas in there.
Yeah, we'll need to have it sit for a while longer.
Yeah, I think so too.
To put it in the
Put it in the refrigerator.
That.
Okay, so I think probably cut it in half
Sounds
rather
good.
than thirds. Thirds would be too small, don't you think?
Half would be fine.
I think half is better. So we'll go after these two up here for our dinner, and then we'll refrain from cutting anything else until after it has maybe cooled a little bit longer. Well, it seems pretty loose around the edges, so that's good.
A couple hours or so.
All right, here we go. Thank you.
Oh, it worked.
You know what? It's not too bad at all right
It's
now.
not too bad. Smells good.
It really smells wonderful. Okay, there's one. I want to be sure that I've got everything cut through so it doesn't rob from the one sitting behind it. So it's really pretty well congealed.
Yeah. Again, we still probably need an hour.
Yes, I think it needs another hour, probably in the refrigerator.
Oh, good. Good one.
There. Okay, so it's holding together really well. We could probably go ahead and freeze them, but I do want to wait.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll set this aside. Okay, let's do the taste test.
So we're going to put your salt and pepper?
I put salt and pepper in
Oh,
it.
okay.
I can crunch the onions are a little crunchy.
I wasn't there yet, but definitely the
Green chilies?
green chilies, thank you, are there. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it isn't an afterbite, it's just right there.
I know it
on
is.
the top.
This just is fantastic, I think.
It is really nice. You've done
Okay.
a fantastic job.
Well, thank you, honey. And it is a great meal. It has chicken, it has tortillas, and then it has the soup base and the yogurt in it. So this will be a wonderful addition to our freezer, and we will have
What-
2, 4, 6. We'll have 6 more servings, so that's 3 more meals for us. So this has been a wonderful make and freeze meal.
Yes.
I think so. So we'll, at a later time, we are going to be pulling out some of the meals from the freezer and doing a report out on how they have worked for us in terms of taking the serving sizes out of the freezer, thawing them and heating them up. And we get a lot of questions about how we would reheat, how we would thaw. And so we will be going through meal by meal. I think we'll do about 5 at a time. So, but we will take them out of the freezer and show them. We might defrost one or something.
okay. All right.
And then we'll talk about our experience in thawing them and reheating them. But you have a lot of options for reheating. For thawing, we just take them out and put them in the refrigerator and let them thaw overnight, and then we'll have them for an evening meal that following day. And generally, we have just used our microwave to reheat.
Yeah.
But you could reheat this in the oven as well.
You could, but you could also look at the idea of defrosting these in the microwave and then go
Yeah, you
ahead.
could.
Yeah.
You could actually do that too.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll do that in a different video, but I'm very happy with this.
Yeah.
And this is, from my perspective, even better than the recipe I used when my kids were little, and
That's good.
I know, I made some improvements to it. So another one, and again, the recipe will be up on our website. Click on recipes and scroll down to the Make and Freeze Meals 6, and that's what it will be. And all 6 recipes will be in that one download. So thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to enjoy the rest of our supper, and we will see you again very soon with more videos.